Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we are going to break down the best master icons for each range. So we're going to break down the best 85s, 86, 87s, 88s, and then the 89s, I guess, technically, so that you guys can get a little bit more insight to make the decisions if you don't get the player you're looking for, and to kind of give you guys some, some focus on who you should aim for when doing these sets and if it's even worth it. So today, let's break down all of the icons and which ones you should go after. Now, before we go over all of the cards, I just want to give you kind of my thoughts on why my rankings are the way they are. I take into a few things. One, the position scarcity. So, obviously, right defensemen are more valuable than left defensemen because there just aren't that very many good right defensemen. Centers, you don't need as much speed on center. Face-off rating is really going to be the most important thing there. And then wingers, it's speed, obviously. And then synergies as well. As while you're starting to build your team, you need to start thinking about how synergies will impact you once you've either made these cards or purchased them. Once you've made these cards, let's say you're not buying them in the auction house, you're doing the sets, that's why you want to see who to choose between. You're locked with them. They're untradeable, so you cannot make a decision and move away from them. You've used that, that collectible that you've made, which for a lot of people is really tough to make, especially free-to-play players. So let's, I just wanted to get that out of the way. So we're going to start first, again, with the 85 overall icons, and we'll start with the first, or the best card, in my opinion, in terms of the 85 overall icons, and that is Adam Oates. Now, a lot of people are going to question why this is the way it is. Well, the reason being is that center does not have a ton of great depth so far early on in the game. Obviously, the Bergeron Master Side item that came out helps with that, as well as William Nylander, honestly, because he does have 85 face-off rating. The reason why Adam Oates from the 85 set is the best, in my opinion, is, again, there isn't a lot of great middle and low-costing centermen that you can use that have a decent shot, speed, and good synergies, along with an elite face-off rating. At 92 overall face-offs, he's one of the best centermen in the league in that, and he's got a great synergy in speedster. So once you activate that, he's got 88 speed down the middle, a wrist shot power of 91. Combine that with the fact he's got 92 face-offs. That's why, in my opinion, he is the best 85 overall icon that you can get. Next up is Mike Gartner, 6'1" righty. Now, his synergies are awfully rough. They really don't. He's kind of got the two of the worst, in my opinion, which does kind of bump him down, and why I choose Oates over Gartner. Another reason is there's so many good right-handed winger cards in the game that you can, again, attack a center position need as opposed to another right-handed winger card. So let's forget about that, though. 93 speed, 90 acceleration, and a great wrist shot, just under 90 overall, and that's all the makings of a really important and good winger for you. So if you already have Adam Oates, then Mike Gartner would be my decision for 85 overall. Next up, the third choice, in my opinion, would be the 85 Mike Modano. Now, with 73 faceoffs, he is going to be a left-handed winger for you, and there isn't a ton of great left-handed wingers that fit this meta. And I'm talking about, great speed with elite size. At 6'3", 212, he's awesome in the defensive zone, as well as combining the fact he's got 88 skating. His wrist shot leaves a little bit more to be desired at 86 overall, but when you combine the speed and shot, just kind of makes him the third best option, in my opinion, from the 85 overalls. Following him, we've got the 85 overall Luc Robitaille, a little bit smaller, 6'1", still good size though, with 88 skating, so he really fits the build just like Modano, again left-handed with a little bit better shot accuracy. I just like Modano's play a little bit more. Again, the bigger you are, the easier you're going to have in the defensive zone to bump people off the puck and hold people off the puck in terms of cycling around the offensive zone, but it's very, very small line. They both have synergies that aren't all that appealing, so it's kind of a tie. The tiebreaker is going to go to the guy that's bigger with the same speed. So Luc Robitaille checking in at number 4 among the 85 overall cards. Then lastly, it's the 85 Joe NIEUWENDYK at 6'2", 205, 86 skating, or speed, with a decent wrist shot and 91 on the faceoffs. The reason why he's not higher on this list, again, is because of the synergies. Again, the Adam Oates just plays a lot better in terms of, a little bit faster with speedster, so that's why that is, and he has a slightly better faceoff rating at 92, but Joe NIEUWENDYK's still a great option, and with his size at 6'2", 205, a great center that you could have. I'd just rather have Adam Oates and the guys that above him. So after that, guys, there are a few other options in terms of 85s, but if you're having to choose between more than that, you're in really rough shape. So I'll just kind of briefly talk about some of them. Yvonne Cornway, while he is good in terms of the speedy winger meta, the problem with Yvonne Cornway is he doesn't have an elite enough shot. It's okay at 87, 88. When you combine the fact that he's only 5'7", it means that he's completely useless in the defensive zone, which makes him a liability. At 93 skating, though, you can just have him fly down the wing, but there's better options among other sets to go with speedy wingers than Yvonne Cornway. Okay, now let's talk the 86 overall set, and the best card, in my opinion, from this set is the 86 CHELIOS. Again, the reason being is that right defense is really rare, and when you have a card that hits all of the important aspects of a defenseman card in NHL 21, you're obviously looking at a really good value. Howitzer is the best player synergy, so that bumps his speed, agility, slap shot power, and wrist shot power all the way up. His shot is great at 92 power, 85 accuracy. Skating is fine at 87, and he's got elite defensive stats at 92 defensive awareness and 89 stick checking. He's the second best right-handed defenseman in the game, so not really much of a debate here. He would be my number one choice for the 86 overall set. Next up would be Howie Morenz. So just like Yvonne Cornway, he's pretty useless in the defensive zone. So the reason why Howie Morenz is so effective, though, or a little bit more effective, is he's got a better shot at 93 and 92 accuracy and power, and he has the distributor synergy, which, in my opinion, is the best team-based synergy. So bumping his speed all the way to 95, you're just looking at a very, one of the best offensive cards that you can get in NHL 21, just based on, the straight line meta and the board play, and all about speed. But again, in the defensive zone, he's going to be useless, so you want to make sure on his line, whoever he's playing with, that is either his center or his right-handed winger card is at least bigger, because you're gonna have a real tough time in your own zone. But number 2 would be Howie Morenz. Then we've got number 3 would be the 86 Scott Niedermayer, 6'1", 200 with the speedster synergy. So again, there's a lot better left-handed defenseman than right-handed, which is why I value Scott Niedermayer a lot higher than CHELIOS. But 91 skating on a defenseman is very, very good. Again, just to kind of counter the meta that you've got in NHL 21. His slap shot is okay at 84 power and 82 accuracy. But his defensive awareness being 93, you're in really good shape. That's going to dictate and help out with intercepts. And then his stick checking at 91, another really important stat. Passing and puck control at 90 as well. You've got a really well-rounded card. The only reason he's not higher is because there's so many good left-handed defensemen in NHL 21. But the speedster synergy does make him very valuable and a good option. The number 3 among the 86 overall set. Number 4 is the 86 Rob Blake. A lot of good defensemen in the 86 overall set. 6'4", 225. That is elite size. You have to have speedster on, though. The fact that if you don't, then you're going to have a really tough time defending the rush. 86 speed is still low, but it's enough to make up for it. However, his slap shot, which I think should be a little bit better, but 88 power, 78 accuracy means he's not really going to be able to hit the net well. But his body checking, his size, and his defensive awareness combined with his stick checking, he is one of the most elite defenders among both sides in his own zone, because he's going to be able to bump the puck off and keep it once he's got it as well with that elite puck control at 88. You combine that with the very, very good speedster synergy, and you've got a great, well-rounded right-handed defenseman card in NHL 21. And then number 5 is the 86 overall Mats Sundin. So 6'5", 231 is elite size, but you need to have distributor on. I mean, you can sacrifice some speed in the, among the center position, because you're obviously not flying down the wing with your centerman, but obviously the higher the speed, the better. His shot isn't very good at 85 across the board, really, but the where he makes up for it is the 88 face-off. So that's a very, very good face-off stat early on in the game, but his skating is really rough. So if you can't activate distributor, it's going to be a tough go with Mats Sundin in this one. However, he is going to be able to hang on to the puck for a long time and get it back in his own zone, which makes him very valuable. There is one other card, in my opinion, that you could value more than him. It's going to depend on team makeup. And kind of surprising, but I did use him quite a bit when I was able to find him, and that is the 86 Bobby Clarke. The reason being he's a little bit smaller, but he has Howitzer, which makes him very, very well-rounded offensively with that 90 shot power, 89 for wrist shot, but 85 speed, 88 agility, and then 87 on the face-off. But the size on Sundin, if you can activate distributor, just makes it a little bit more worth it, in my opinion. On to the 87 overalls. The best 87 overall card in the set is, without a doubt, the 87 Paul Coffey. Again, just having a defenseman with an elite shot early on in the game just offers a lot more advantage advantages that a lot of players that, you know, don't have a ton of money invested in the game or a lot of cards. So it's just, you know, a very, very big advantage for you. So does have the distributor as synergy activated. Once you activate that, he's got 90 speed with 90 shot across the board, which obviously is very, very good from the back end. 91 defensive awareness and 90 stick checking. This is the card to try and go after. I've done it twice. I haven't been able to get him, which is tough, but he's just so good. And, you know, he's selling for like 300K, and I almost bought him. I think 250 is where I would pull the trigger for the tradable version, but this is the card to chase in the 87 overall set. Number 2 among the 87 overall set would be Joe Sakic, and again, this is synergy based, along with the fact that he's got 86 face-offs, so he is very, very good on the draws early in this game. You know, 90 skating is really good for wingers, so if you can, I would love to play him on the wing, but, you know, for the most part, I have to play him at center just because I don't think there's that many good centers that you can get. But if you can play him on the wing, I think he'd be even better because he's got that great wrist shot, which, again, you want to combine speed and wrist shot for wingers. So, but just an all-around really, really good card. This is going to depend if you can get distributor, because if you can't get distributor, well, then the next option would be your second best bet. And that would be the 87 TEEMU SELANNE, because obviously right winger with 91 skating and you know, an 89 overall wrist shot, you're looking in really good shape. The one problem I really have with TEEMU SELANNE is, again, kind of the same thing as Mike Gartner. He just, you know, there's so many good right-handed cards. If just off the top of my head, you know, we'll talk about him in a bit, but Guy LaFleur, Mario Lemieux, Panarin, Nylander, even Blake Wheeler. There's just so many. That's why the right wingers are a little bit less valuable in these sets when you're making them. Combine it with the fact that his synergies aren't that good at all. You know, I would much rather have Joe Sakic. The other thing is 77 endurance on a card is really rough. So while he does have fast skating, he's going to lose it after about 1 or 2 rushes. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not going to lie, it kind of ends after that. Those 3, if you don't get those 3, you're kind of in a rough spot. The 87 overall set, in my opinion, is the worst once you get past those guys. The next option, though, in my opinion, would be the 87 Peter Forsberg. He's got great size and a good face-off rating, which is why. I mean, 86 face-offs along with 87 skating is really good, as well as 88 balance, meaning he's going to be able to hold on to the puck quite well. But again, I think there are better options in the 88 overall or 87 overall set, so this would be my fourth choice. And then number 5 would be the 87 Ray Bourque. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this card, but compared to all the other cards, I like this one more than the other ones. This isn't a win, in my opinion, if you have to choose Ray Bourque in this set. So that does, just keep that in mind. But 85 speed is kind of breaking into that good tier of skating for defensemen. Then he's got a pretty good slap shot as well at 87 accuracy, 88 power, good defensive awareness at 92. So he's a very, very well-rounded card. There's just far better options, especially when you consider left defense to be the much more stacked side on defense. Moving on to the 88 overall set, and there is one choice. In my opinion, if you get Guy LaFleur in your first poll, you do not have to do the 88 overall set ever again. In fact, I don't really think it's valuable at all for you to do that, but we'll talk about that in a second. So Guy LaFleur is by far the best right-handed winger card in the game, and to be honest, it's not really that close. Again, in the current meta with Speedster activated, which is one of the best synergies, 96 speed, and a almost perfect wrist shot, you have everything that you want. And combine the fact that he's 6 foot and not, you know, a small guy like Howie Morenz, it's just the perfect combo. This is the card that you want to get. After you get Mario and Gretzky, or even just one of them, Guy LaFleur should be your next target, and he is by far the best 88 overall in that set. Now, if you don't get him, you've got to make a decision. And the next one, in my opinion, would be Jean Beliveau. However, his synergies, they kind of suck, but he does have 87 speed across the board, really, and an okay shot. The reason why he's not bad is the fact that he's 6'3", 205, meaning he can hold on to the puck, and he's got a good hand stats, all above 90 with good defensive awareness for a forward at 89. You're going to put him on the wing, though. He's only got 81 faceoffs, so this is an L if you don't get Guy, but Jean Beliveau would be your next best option. Third, in my opinion, would be the 88 Mark Messier, 6'1", 210. Again, synergies are just brutal. Does have 85 speed, but the rest of his acceleration 81 is tough. However, 92 faceoffs is very, very valuable, and you can get away with slower centermen. Problem is that it's just synergies are really rough. Like, I would rather have BELIVEAU just because he's a little bit bigger, and I like his hand stats a little bit more. He can hold on to the puck and do a little bit more with it. It's kind of a toss-up. So if you need center depth and you know, you really have okay left wingers or left-handed winger cards, I'd go Messier over BELIVEAU, but it's kind of a toss-up. And then on to the 89. So Mario and Gretzky are the two choices, and this is one of the most popular questions in my opinion. Number one, without a doubt, is Mario Lemieux. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got a good shot, and two of the best synergies in the game. In my opinion, the two best you can have in distributor and howitzer. He has got everything that you need, and when you fully activate him, he is just, you know, an absolute powerhouse. The reason why he is more important than Gretzky is because, well, he's slightly faster, but he's also much better in his own zone because of his size, able to bump people off the puck, even with that 78 overall body check ranking. It takes in your size a lot more than that. So again, we're not talking about the huge hits. We're talking about when you're skating around and you're flicking up while you're trying to bump people off the puck. Mario's going to do it a lot easier than Gretzky will. So he is the first choice in this set. And then lastly, we've got Wayne Gretzky. So 6 foot. Now the problem is it's just synergies aren't very good. I mean, if you can activate them, his shot is almost perfect. But again, he's going to have 90 speed, so he's slower than Mario. He's smaller, 4 inches smaller, and you know, his face-off rating is nice at 90, which again is his kind of saving grace because it's a little bit better. And he's a lefty. I feel like a lot of people like lefties on the draw a lot more than righties, but he's got a perfect shot. You can't complain with that, but you're probably not going to activate these synergies, in my opinion. There's just distributor and howitzer and speedster where you should go, and I'll probably do a video on synergies after as well, but this is what you're looking at, and it's just not as good as Wayne or as Mario, so keep that in mind. So guys, the last thing I want to talk about is just think about the cost involved to making these guys. So doing the 87 overall set, big risk. That is 3 icon collectibles, and for a free-to-play, you know, person, that's 150 gold cards. And if you, like I said, if you don't get one of COFFEY or SAKIC, then you're in rough spot. Even SELANNE isn't a huge win. He's obviously good, but if you look at my team, again, no, not many people are going to have my team. I don't even know if anyone has my team, but he just wouldn't be, he would be on my 4th line when you compare that there's far better options than him available. So just keep that in mind, guys. And when you're looking at tradable versions, think of the cost involved to make them. So I got BELIVEAU. I purchased a tradable BELIVEAU because I saw his cost going for 220K. It costs 5 gold or icon collectibles to make them. They're valued at 50K. So, you know, I'm saving about 30,000 coins in value. So those are the ones you want to watch out for. The problem is that a lot of people are chasing, you know, the 86 overall MORENZ for, you know, 200K, and you know, it only costs 100 to make them. Obviously, you risk the fact being able to, you know, get them, but just keep that in mind when you're trying to buy the tradable version. So, guys, I hope this video helps make your decisions a little bit easier. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and please subscribe, guys. It really helps me out, especially if you're here daily. Put notifications on to make daily NHL content. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.